here it is for you guys. Enjoy.
Well, it's only me. Stache is having some problems from the watch party down over in Tampa tonight, so he can't make it on the show. So it's going to be a quick little reaction show. I want to hear what you guys think about the game tonight. Besides that, we just didn't really get it. I thought the refs lost control of the game towards the end there. The staff at the arena lost control. I thought it really looked bad there for the Leafs for a little bit. And Saturday, I know I posted in Thunderbolts. Anybody's in there. If anybody thought this was going to be a sweep, they had to be delusional. Going into the playoffs, they always say you want to split it 1-1 in the away team. We did that. Come home, we technically now have home ice advantage. So come home, win those 2 games in Tampa, go back up in Toronto. So let's see what some of the comments are here. Regroup for Saturday and try again. Amelie's going to be rocking. It's going to be loud. It's going to be real good. So it'll be good there. I do think we need to come up with some kind of chant, like they had tonight. Perry sucks. You can't really do a Tavares sucks one. That's too long. So maybe Marner sucks, Matthews sucks, something like that. 1-syllable word. Rough one for us tonight. It was, but you think, look at the goals, the goal amount for both teams for both the games. I think it's 10 goals to 9. Leafs with 10, us with 9. So it's been pretty even, which you would expect to see in a number 2 and number 3 seed. Pretty even series. So we just got to get back to it on Saturday. Of course, Coop gets his last line changes. So hopefully we'll see some different matchups. If you're able to hold Tavares and hold Marner and Matthews down, if Vitaly tonight, it looks like you got it. We need our injured guys back. I agree. Hetty, they're saying is day to day. So earlier today, they said it was a game time decision. And then it looked like from everything that I was reading that during practice, he went over to the trainers and was talking to the trainers at morning skate today. So he didn't even come out on the ice for warm-ups. So he obviously knew beforehand he wasn't going to be able to go. But just that he was at morning skate gives me some kind of promise that he might be back on Saturday. I don't know if Mikey Isimont comes back, but if not, we have Janot back, so he probably would have been a scratch anyway. Chernak missing. We kind of need him back, but Bogo also in there doesn't hurt too much. He's slow, but you got Shen, who's slow on the other side. Linda here was ready to lose my voice on Saturday. I hope on Sunday none of us have a voice left. That would be good. Chris here thinks Hetty has a back issue. It could be. After the game the other night, it was focused on his foot and everything else. He's had the back issues before, but for them to say and he was day to day and then morning skate, I think it's a little bit more promising that he just didn't want to play tonight and wanted to wait until Saturday. Game was ugly. It was, but just think about it. We beat them 7-3 last time. So both games have been ugly. Both games have been lopsided. And both games, they've been an early score in the first period. So that might be something to look at come Saturday. Does anybody score in that first 2 minutes? It looks like, we scored in the first minute and a half in game one, and then they scored pretty quick tonight. Penalties are the issue. Power play, we got to get that power play going. If we would have scored some of those power play, we would have been in this game. So what else? What other thoughts do you guys have? I feel like it's been a whirlwind day for me, in case you guys didn't see. Channel ABC Action News did a great story on Thunderbolts today, and the charity that we provided. And proud to announce my company that a lot of people didn't know. I am now a GM of Dunkin' Donuts. They have, because of that article today, they have decided the next charity that they donate to will be to the choice of Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts will make the decision of what charity that they donate to next time. So thank you to Dunkin' Donuts for doing that. Thank you for ABC for putting that story out on Thunderbolts. They also talked about the We the Thunder podcast here, and of course the watch party that was on. So thank you to everybody that messaged me today. Thank you to Shooter and Stache, who has been here the last couple of years with me on this podcast, and brought me in to be part of their show. So it's been a great ride. So I can't wait to do more. Ryan here. Let's see. Chris, storyline from tonight, as we spent the majority of the game in our defensive end. Couldn't clear it several times, which gassed our guys. I agree. Got to play better. Got to play up there. The shots were very low for the Bolts. Looked slow out there and couldn't match the urgency that Toronto had. Same thing. So, yeah, I mean, we need that speed factor back. We have to get it back. And I think Coop's going to have those matchups. He always plays that matchup game. He's going to have the matchups he wants for game 3 at home. I would imagine we're going to see some speed coming out of the gate. I've been trying to read some things from the reporters that are there at the arena, and apparently there was a long closed door meeting after the game tonight with coaches and players. Coop was asked if there's any concern about his team's urgency. He said it's a 7-game series. It's not a 1-game, one and done. We'll be all right. So not that he's going to say doom and gloom. We know that from Coop. He's a lawyer. So there ain't going to be no doom and gloom, but also it's a 7-game series. If you go on Toronto's Twitter right now, after game 1, they were talking about this game's done for. And now they're acting like they just won the series and the cup. Of course, a couple days ago, we got the news. Yesterday came the news that Bunton was suspended to 3 games. Justifiable. I think if you listen to any of the announcers, I know Callie and them were talking about it on the game last night, that they felt it was justifiable. Leafs fans do not, but it was a shock to me. I definitely thought it was going to be 2 games at most, but seeing that 3 games was even better. But that does mean that Jeannot will get a piece of him in game 5. I can almost guarantee it. Sergachev thought looked slow tonight, not his regular self. We just got to get back in there and not take this for granted. Let's see what else we got here. Tiredness came into factor from game 1. I don't know if it was from game 1. I just thought that I don't know. Maybe they just felt a little defeated with Hetty being out, Chernak being out. We did see before the game that Myers and Alex Beret-Boulet were healthy scratches. No announcement came out yet that they called them up from Syracuse, but they were listed on the roster. So they turn the page on this one and look forward. You got to. Anybody that is not working tomorrow, they fly back tomorrow during the playoffs. They don't fly back at nighttime. They fly the next day so they can do interviews. So they are expected back tomorrow at 1:37 at Shelter, Tampa. Matthew Orozca, I think we're going to win this in 6. I think I picked 5. I think that's what I picked. I can't remember, but I think I picked them in 5. Kevin thinks they're going to go in 7. I don't know. I don't think either one of these teams wanted to go to 7. Chris, honestly, I thought we'd come out Grady wanted to take the first 2. I thought so too. I thought that we would have been in Toronto's head a little bit by winning that first one decisively. I thought maybe in the back of their head they were like, "Oh shit, not again." But who am I? I mean, these are all guys. You gotta give it Toronto. They have names like O'Reilly. They have names like Tavares, names like Matthews, names like Marner. So even though they're first round exit guys, minus O'Reilly, they are guys that know how to play and have been here in the league for a while. So they're not going to just lay over for us. You think Hetty plays game 3? I do. Hopefully we'll get a better talk about him tomorrow. But just the fact that he was listed day to day and then that he came out, he was day to day, and then today in practice, he was seen talking to the staff. So I think he picked then that he wasn't going to come back tonight, but I think he comes back Saturday. 11-7. Coop loves doing it. In the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't, but I don't know who you sit right now if we do that. Perry, I think, has been the player of the series so far, followed by probably Perbix, and then it goes off. Jano had I thought, a great game by really standing toe-to-toe with Luke Shen. I don't think he's going to be doing that anymore. Yeah, I mean, maybe we sit Maroon. I don't know. I mean, took a lot of penalties tonight. But also it's a guy you want on the bench. So I don't know if we sit him, but, Coop might choose to. I do want to go back to the fact that there was some things where they had pulled Vassie. Coops already came out and said Vassie would not come out of the net. We've said that on a show before. I was told by a couple of staff members from the team that they tried pulling him last year, and he basically told them to F off, and he was going back in. So Vassie's going to take the loss. 7 goals, he's going to take it. He's going to own it. And that's just going to make him mad. And hopefully Saturday he stands on his head again. Bellemare Perry, yeah. Belly definitely has been a factor. You got to have Kaloran show up. You got to have Nick Paul show up. I don't know if you move Nick Paul to a different line, if you move Kaloran to a different line. Sorelli looked like he was a little injured, but he came out to finish it, so he looks like he'll be all right. Play the next game without getting his head. Most of our guys, that's the one thing about the Lightning, is most of our guys are veterans. We are very veteran heavy. Even our younger guys have been here long enough that they're considered veterans. They might not get the veteran pay. They might not get the veteran. Donnie Pepin, I'm glad to see you on here. That means the Bolts are going to win the series because he came on trolling last year too and did the same thing, and we know how that ended up. So keep the tradition alive and troll us so you guys can go ahead and start your golf lessons. Yeah. There was a lot of complaining about the refs last game from Toronto fans. There was a whole article about how Wes McCauley shouldn't even have been in that game. But tonight, I didn't think the refs were too bad until the end. And I don't think it was stupid calls. I just think they lost control of it. They totally lost control of this game, and then they were just calling extra penalties just to get people off the ice. They called that extra on Perry just to send them to the locker room when they were chanting Perry sucks there. So, they lost control. I talked about at the very beginning. The arena staff lost control of that. I don't think any of that happens at Amalie. If that happened at Amalie, I think you would be on TBD's website right now. So I would imagine Game 5, there's going to be a lot more security there, a lot more police there. That just made them look really bad. Yeah, they need to take players off both sides. Yeah, but it should have been no reason that they got the extra 2. There should have been no reason that Perry got that extra 2 to get him off out of the box for his own safety. You shouldn't call an extra penalty on a player just to get him off the ice for his own safety. I mean, that's on the team. They apparently got the warnings in the first game 1, and now they got the warning again this game. Don't know why there was never any penalties handed out, because those delay games you are supposed to get penalties. And then even when Tavares got the hat trick, they threw the hats, waited for all the refs to pick up the hats, and then threw more hats. And then waited until those got picked up and threw some more hats. I don't understand it. They've been there quite a bit. They've been in the first round a lot. Do this in the second round if you ever see it. Don't do it in the first round. Why not? Why not remove fans? They did remove one of them. The fan that tried fighting Jeannot. They ended up removing that fan. It's just ridiculous. You wouldn't see that at Amalie. And I don't know if any of you guys listened to Phil and Dave Michigan on the thing. Like they said, if that glass wasn't there, they wouldn't have been trying to do it. Shen learned not to fight Jeannot. You think that fan would have fought him? Yeah, exactly. Tanner would have wiped the floor with him. So yeah. Longest last 7 minutes of a game, yes. Good idea, because Buffalo Kid almost died fighting Jeannot. Yeah, Jeannot's not the one you want to piss off. So, or get in a fight with. You can do it against Maroon. You can do it against anybody. Can talk crap about Maroon and how he's not a great fighter. He is a great crap talker, but that's about it. Yes, I was wondering if this was going to get brought up. Phil Esposito called a fat woman. Is that okay? I want to see what you guys think. I put this out on Twitter. I put it out on Thunderbolts. I want to know what you guys think. Is Phil Esposito, Colin, and Linda, I saw your reply. I just didn't get a chance to reply to it. Phil Esposito saying she was fat. Because here's my thoughts on that. A couple months ago, Boston guy said it about Maroon, and Tampa fans lost their shit, and we donated a whole bunch of money for charity. I was one of them. I know several of you guys was also. We can't be double standards when it comes to our team. We can't be homers when it comes to our team. I love Phil Esposito, and I love most of the things that comes out of his mouth. But I gotta imagine he's gonna get some flack for this. Linda's thing on this was she laughed more about he couldn't figure out whether it was a male or a female. I thought that was funny. But as soon as I heard him say fat woman, I went, oh, no, you can't say that. You can't say that. Yeah, you can't. You can't. And Tampa fans, you can't stand behind it and be a homer when we just complained about this with Maroon and raised all that money for him. And I would hope Maroon would come out and say something about it. So it'll be interesting to see if anything comes out of this. I haven't seen any Toronto fans finding that yet, but I gotta imagine if they do, it's gonna. I gotta imagine that's going to cause some issues. So, and I would imagine an apology would come out, because Phil would not be doing that to just be nasty. And I think it was a whole different situation than it was with the Boston guy, but it's still not okay to body shame anybody, whether it's a player, whether it's a fan. You just can't. Here's CJ. There's a difference between making fun of Maroon to be mean and an old guy describing him without trying to be hateful. Well, see, I don't know if he was trying to be mean. He just said he looked like he had some extra pizzas. English future, I don't want to block you, but I'll just say this real quick. It isn't snowflakes. It's the fact that they lost their shit when it was said about Maroon. So I just don't want there to be a double standard. We can't be homers on our teams as much as, I think my bracket shows the Bolts winning the Stanley Cup. And so many others probably say that too. And you probably think a lot of these times when penalties are called on the Lightning, it shouldn't have been called on the Lightning. I'm just saying you can't have a double standard when you complained about Maroon being called it and then okay with it being here. Can't have it both ways. If you're okay with Maroon being called fat, then you should be okay with the lady being called fat. If you didn't like Maroon being called fat, then you shouldn't be okay with the lady being called fat. Plain and simple. That's what I'm just saying. You can't. I don't want to see you bitching about Maroon being called fat and then being okay with this. Don't matter how old the person is. Just my thoughts. So, anyways, go back to this game. Shitty game. It's 10-9 and goals scored between these two teams. Pretty even. The series tied 1-1. We come home Saturday. We're going to rock Emily. Make it loud. We get to hopefully have some new presentation. Emily and the Lightning Vision crew always do a great presentation before the game. So make sure you're there early. Make sure you're in your seats, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I miss this. I miss this." They always have a great presentation for the playoffs. So usually some projection on the ice. They bring down the little screens for you to watch some things. And I know what the giveaway is. Who wants to know what the giveaway is? What about Esimont? Does he have a history of concussions? I would think he's ready for at least game 4. But who are you going to sit? Who are you going to sit with it? Esimont coming back. He's going to be scratched anyway. He was only playing because Jeannot was out. Now that Jeannot's back, I can't imagine that Esimont plays anymore unless we have another injury. So the giveaway is a rally towel. So they will be giving away rally towels on game 3. You heard it here first. They did away with the paddles. We're not allowed to have the paddles anymore because people can behave with them, which I'm happy with because I have 90 of them. So we are getting rally towels. I don't know the color. Sorry, Chris. It was just messaged to me that it was going to be rally towels. Don't know what they say. Don't know what color. Just know that we have rally towels. Can we still, Linda, are you asking if we can bring in the clappers? I don't think so. I had seen a couple of doors confiscating them, but there has been so many inconsistencies this year that I think it just depends on which door you go through and who you're going with. So you can try if you're okay with leaving it at the door, but that's fine. Matt, another rally towel, so inspiring. Listen, after having those drums for 6-7 years, who knows? Yard signs giveaway. I don't know if anybody's been at those watch parties over at Sparkman's Wharf. Did they end up giving away the yard signs? Did they come in? I know they did not have them for the pep rally. Their shipment did not come in. So I'd imagine yard signs on the way out if they got them in. Yeah, Linda. So you can bring one and try to get one in. The worst they can do is say you can't take it in, and you just say, here you go, take it. CJ Joe, I've had enough of those blow up thunder sticks. The ones that pop after about the second period. Those were fun the first year they gave them away. The fans is kind of fun. What's this? I think it's unfair that Bunnan takes Chernak out for the series. It only gets 3 games. They haven't really said he's out for the series. Chernak is far more important than Bunting. I agree with you there. The Leafs fans didn't even want Bunting. They're happy he's out for those 3 games. They haven't said he's out for the series. I think he will be out for the series. You know, Coop, he doesn't announce any of that stuff. But if you watch the explanation from the NHL, Bunting has had no previous history of this. So that was 3 games. And in the playoffs, getting 3 games is not hurt. That doesn't happen. A lot of the experts thought it was going to be 1 to 2 games. 3 games, even though the experts are saying it's fair, is not what they thought was going to come down. Yeah, CJ, 3 games is a lot in playoff hockey. I mean, that's technically, you would think in regular season, that's like 6 or 7 games. If Hetty is ready, does Bogo sit or Fleury? I got to imagine you sit Fleury. I've been impressed with him as the season has gone on. I just think that he's not experienced as much as Bogo. And Bogo puts up a little bit more of a presence. So the problem is you can then run the Stars. Yeah. Chris got to sit Fleury. Yeah, I think the same. I think Fleury's got to be the odd man out. It's interesting now that it says they brought Myers in. It'll be interesting to see tomorrow night the Syracuse Grunch playoffs start. If ABB or if Myers is in tomorrow night's game, that might actually give us some kind of look on if any of these injuries are going to be long term. I thought it was interesting when I saw that they were on the roster list tonight, but were healthy scratches. That kind of made it seem like it was a late addition, and maybe Hetty's injury was a little bit more than they expected. But I have not seen anything else come out about it. And I'm sorry, usually Stache or them are talking, and I am going through the locker room stuff, but I can't while I'm talking to you. So Stamkos's comment today is obviously tough to see them not be able to play. Very good players, very important to us, but we still felt confident that if we put our game plan together that we could make a competitive effort. But we didn't stick to the game plan, and Toronto played really well tonight. So I think that was something that was commented a lot before the game tonight. Stick to the game plan, stick to the game plan. And then it's odd that Stamkos uses that as his comment after the game that they didn't stick to the game plan. What's stopping Tampa from taking out Marner, for example? I don't think any player wants to be that person that takes someone out, especially a superstar like that. And not only that, but you can also injure yourself. It isn't. I don't think any of them want to take out another player. Stamkos needs to play better. I agree. He can't be quiet. Not a point in the series yet. Yep, needs to get it. Stay out of the box. Agree. Sorelli was in the penalty box because he was serving it for Maroon. Maroon got the extra penalty, but they sent him to the locker room, so Sorelli had to sit in there and serve it for him. He didn't get called have you met Kadri, the Rat, and Wilson? Okay, there's some players that might do it intentionally, but look at Wilson has had injury issues. Kadri's had some kind of injury issues. Marchand, he just kind of escapes everything. But you can get just as injured as the other player you're trying to injure. So I don't think we don't have any of those goons. Jody, Tampa has class. Is it class or is it just not that headhunter type? Perry hit Pointer in the nuts a couple years ago, and then we lost our shit when it happened to Perry. So Stamkos and Killer need to step up. I agree. Killer can't have another no goal playoff run 2 years in a row. I really thought he would be. He got the assist last game. I really thought he would be pushing it more this series because it is a contract year for him. I know if Stache was here, he would say he thinks he's going to stay with Tampa. I don't see it. I think he's gone after this year. Sucks to have him all the ice, although since coming back from injury, haven't gotten back at the go-to. Sorelli's a lot better than a lot of people give him credit for. I think he is really good on that PK. And I wouldn't mind seeing him on the PP1. Killer's turnover at the beginning of the game was literally a killer. Yeah, they scored real quickly off of that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get ready to sign off this. It's been a long day. Go good but long. I hope I see a lot of you guys here at the arena on Saturday. If you do, come say hi. During the first intermission, I will most likely be out on the beer garden. So come out, say hi, take a picture. Love to see a lot of you guys out there. Stache had some technical issues today, so he is expected to be back after Saturday's game. I think we're both going to be at the game. So look for him. He will definitely be out on the beer garden. You can't miss the 6'4" guy standing out there on the beer garden. So come say hi. And we will see you after the game on Saturday. I will be in Thunder Alley somewhere doing the show. Not sure where Stache is going to be doing it on Saturday. I'm sure somewhere on Thunder Alley also. So look for us out there on Thunder Alley. So this is me by myself. Sorry, it's as good as you got tonight. Apparently it was a day of Schooley. So until Saturday night, go Bolts. And don't forget to be the Thunder.